I remember quite a few things. The yogurt, the homemade yogurt, the freshly made yogurt we used to buy from shops. Actually, the play football game after Maghrib, after Taraweeh in our place. But as the wake up in the morning to eat suhoor, sihri, with fool made at home. Homemade fool مدمس. Beautiful, beautiful time. In the evening, because we were children, we had nothing to do. You know what we used to do? We used to play football. My God, there was no lights. Dark streets in Cairo. So what to do? No, we did not want to play in the main road because of the cars. So our house was at the corner between big road and cul-de-sac, an avenue. We used to get this socks football, immerse it in or soak it with kerosene يعني, or petrol, then lit it. So when you play with it, it is on fire. And the football used to travel here and there and here and there. And this was our fun during that night in the evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers, sisters, friends, colleague, comrade, everyone, whoever you are, whenever you are, I'm happy to see you again and again after a very long time. Today we're talking about the Ramadan time when I was in Cairo as a young boy. I remember quite a few things. The yogurt, the homemade yogurt, the freshly made yogurt we used to buy from shops. Actually, the play football game after Maghrib, after Taraweeh in our place. But as the wake up in the morning to eat suhoor, sihri, with fool made at home. Homemade fool مدمس. Beautiful, beautiful time. We used to make this kind of yogurt at home. Not to buy it like you buy it nowadays from here. And then Hilmiya, not far from our house or our flat, we used to walk and buy this kind of china pot yogurt into it. Beautiful, fresh, covered with cream, actually. And it was the most delicious. I'm not sure how much it was, one pence or 1 pence maybe, because 1 pence at that time was my daily ration from my family. You have 1 pence a day for you when you go to school. So we used to go and buy this freshly made yogurt. In the evening, because we were children, we had nothing to do. You know what we used to do? We used to play football. My God, there was no lights. Dark streets in Cairo. So what to do? No, we did not want to play in the main road because of the cars. So our house was at the corner between big road and cul-de-sac, an avenue. We used to get this socks football, immerse it in or soak it with kerosene or what do you call it? Kerosene يعني, or petrol, then lit it. So when you play with it, it is on fire. And the football used to travel here and there and here and there. And this was our fun during that night in the evening. Actually, waking up at suhoor time was very painful for us. But we have to do it. Because we used to believe that if you don't eat your suhoor, you cannot fast. And the homemade fool, you know, in Ramadan in Egypt, we say if you did not eat fool for suhoor, you cannot fast, because fool is the cement, or it is actually the foundation of your fasting next day. Fool with oil, with lemon, with all this kind of beautiful thing, because homemade fool. My mother used to make it for all of us. We used to sit all of us to listen to whom? To listen to radio. 1000 Night and Night, and listen to somebody called Zuzu Nabil talk about Shahriyar and Shahrazad and from 1000 Night and Night. We used to listen to, there was no television. We used to imagine the scenery of Shahrazad and Shahriyar every night when Zuzu Nabil was talking and giving this story to the king, actually every night. We used to listen to other stories and songs. Everything was through the radio. There was nothing else amusement. And you can find the whole family sitting and listening to this kind of drama, news. So the radio presenter was doing a lot of effort to let us to imagine the scenes of what he's talking about or what she's talking about. So to be very honest, the radio presenters were highly sophisticated than nowadays radio and TV presenter. Today's radio and TV presenter are just sophisticated with technology. They don't do much. They depend on technology. But in the good old days, they play with their voice. They play with actually the tune. They play with the background noises, background music, background, not scenery, background activities to let you to feel that you are in the middle of the medieval time. The 5th century, 6th century, 7th century, 10th century, and so on. So this Ramadan, at that time, I cannot forget it, especially the football games which it plays in the cul-de-sac in the evening, the freshly made, actually, yogurt which we used to buy from the dairy shop, as well as our suhoor. Bismillah. When I'm talking to you now, I remember in front of me now, I can see it. The full dish covered with actually oil, and you can smell the beautiful fool coming out from underneath the oil. You cannot have it now because you go and buy ready-made full cans. Somebody has made it for you with a lot of chemicals. Not good enough for us. I wish I can go back to Ramadan in Cairo in the 60s and late 50s, when there was no light in the evening on the roads. No lighting. You have to walk. Everybody has to be home before Maghrib. And by the way, at that time, if the iftari was supposed to be at 5 o'clock, 4:15, 4:30, no one will be seen walking in the street. Everybody's rushing to go home. Hardly you could have ever seen any man or woman walking on the street because everybody wants to be with his family. Nowadays, nobody wants to be with the family. Each one is doing his iftari somewhere else. Please, brothers and sisters, ask us, or let us to work together to bring the spirit of Ramadan of the 50s and 60s. I talked about spirit of Ramadan in the 80s in the West. Now I am bringing you back 30 years before that, actually, when I was a young kid in Egypt in the 50s and 60s, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.